Still here to come on 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. The force is strong right here in Bakersfield. How one local theater.
Police just told me that a pedestrian crossing 24th Street at Oak has died. He was pronounced dead at the hospital at 6:45 this morning. If you take a look at the scene around me, you will see that the westbound lanes of 24th Street are closed. They will remain closed for another 3 hours. These solar panels right here, they actually take up over 660,000 acres, and that is enough to power over 25,000 houses a year, which in turn will improve air quality as well.
We all hope we do the right thing when presented with a moral challenge, but you never know until you're actually in this situation yourself. One Stockton woman was put to the test this week after finding thousands of dollars.
This connection right here of the 99 and 58 will be renamed the Officer Gerald N. Harris Interchange, and this is all to commemorate the life of one fallen CHP officer.
4 neighbors living here say just this week a burglar broke into their cars, stole the clicker to their garages and this front gate, giving him easy access to return. A high-speed chase through Los Angeles, nothing new. Unfortunately, this one does end with a major sigh of relief. Not from police, though. The driver that they were chasing. That is the question this morning. And 23 ABC's Leslie Marina is live from the mission at Kern County with an inside look. All new at 11. Star Wars fans, listen up. A man in England making and selling stormtrooper helmets from the same molds that were used in the original film.
An update from the chief. He did tell me that 2 women actually had to jump out of a second-story window to escape that fire. Mike and Aaron, we're at the intersection of Norwalk Street and Cecil Avenue right now. We are in front of Delano High School. You are looking eastbound on Cecil right now. Cecil's blocked off from Norwalk Street to Princeton Street, just east of Cottonwood Road on Panama. CHP officers, as you can see, still investigating. The scene is active and fluid. 1 woman is confirmed dead. You can see water trails that start at the top of the mountain and then flows down the entire side onto the freeway, spilling out, and you can see lane closed signs that still remain in place. And this is the other side of the freeway where the mud has spilled over onto. You can see right now it is still fresh.
A major injury collision on Highway 58 in Fairfax. 23 ABC's Leslie Marina is live at the scene of the crash with the very latest now. Good morning, Leslie. All right, Leslie, thanks. And happening today, you can help give back to kids in need and get a free burger in return. Toys for Tots, along with the U.S. Marine Corps, are teaming up today at the Carl's Jr. off White Lane in Stein Road. The drive will run today from 6 a.m. to midnight at the Carl's Jr. on 4800 White Lane. Every donor will be given a free thick burger to enjoy as well. This morning, local law enforcement and schools, they're trying to figure out why they were not notified of a possible threat that closed one of the nation's largest school districts earlier this week. On Tuesday, the entire LA Unified School District was shut down after an email threat was released, claiming an attack would be carried out at 900 schools. The email went on to say if the school was canceled, attacks would still take place in Los Angeles, also in San Bernardino, San Diego, and Bakersfield. Charges may be filed today against a man on suspicion of helping the San Bernardino shooters. Enrique Marquez bought 2 assault rifles that were used in the shooting. Marquez was a longtime friend and former neighbor of Syed Farouk. This is according to law enforcement officials. All new at 11, America's top theme parks are increasing their security measures ahead of the holiday season. Disney says it's installed metal detectors at its theme parks, though only guests randomly selected will have to go through them. Disney is also banning toy gun sales at its parks and resorts, and no one over age 14 will be allowed to wear costumes into Disney parks. The Kern County Fire Department and PG&E joined forces to educate the public about holiday disasters. The holiday season is notorious for safety mishaps, and one of the biggest safety hazards are the bright lights on your home and trees. Traditional incandescent lights can get hot and cause your tree to end up in flames, but you can avoid all that by making a simple change.
So it's a great investment. You're not only going to save energy, but those lights are much safer to use.
And when you put up your lights, be careful not to overload your outlets. Also, keep an eye out for those holiday candles. Keep the flames away from anything that can catch fire, like decorations, clothes, and even pets. All right, we'll check in now with Kelly Johnson, who is at the KernCast 23. All right, Kelly, thank you. Happening now, volunteers with the Bakersfield Police Department, also the Kern County Sheriff's Office, are out delivering food baskets for families in need. Last night, dozens of volunteers filled 450 boxes with turkeys, canned food, and dessert. It's all part of the 31st annual Family to Family Christmas Food Basket Program. For one family, preparing the baskets has become a tradition.
Growing up, it was always I want. So I wanted her to see the importance of some families that are not as fortunate as we were at the time. And I think the more we came out, she started to enjoy this.
The food basket delivery began at 7:30 this morning. Students and staff at Bakersfield Christian High School gave to kids at Horace Mann Elementary. They gave them quite the surprise after they spent the month working on a Christmas giving project. The school's leadership class delivered bags of essentials to kids in need. The tradition started 4 years ago and has transformed from classes filling 3-foot stockings for an assigned child to filling extra large Christmas bags. In the end, practical gifts like jackets, school supplies, clothes, toys, toiletries, and of course, Christmas candy were all in the bags. Another burger joint has made its way to Bakersfield. Many people around town excited about the new dining option. The Habit Burger Grill opened yesterday at its location on California Avenue after a restaurant was requested by Bakersfield citizens. But before the grand opening, the Habit opened for 2 hours on Sunday and for a preview and charity event. 100% of the proceeds went to the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County, nearly $3,000. Still here to come on 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. The force is strong right here in Bakersfield. How one local theater is looking to max out as the force awakens. As the El Nino season approaches, California Highway Patrol officers want you to stay safe on our local roadways. I took a trip to our major roadways in Kern County that are susceptible to inclement weather and found out what kind of hazards to be on the lookout for and how to avoid them.
So far, we know of no injuries.
Any roadway here in our county has a potential for tragedy.
In the past month, Mother Nature's been unleashing her fury on our local roadways, from mudslides engulfing the 58,
Cars start floating down the road,
multi-car pileups jamming the 99,
See your cars banging and banging and banging.
to boulders crashing onto the 178.
big as a house.
The 5 is especially susceptible to our wrath: snowfall, mudslides, and water, which can cause drivers to hydroplane.
Slamming on their brakes, they're going to lose control of their vehicle. We want them to gradually decelerate.
So with torrential downpours, you can see water trails that start at the top of the mountain and then flows down the entire side onto the freeway, spilling out, and you can see lane closed signs that still remain in place. And this is the other side of the freeway where the mud has spilled over onto. You can see right now it is still fresh and extremely sticky. So as CHP was saying, it's best to be prepared for any situation. The 58 near Tehachapi may have seen the worst damage so far this year.
Over 100 vehicles, big rigs and cars, tour buses completely stuck. We had some that were completely submerged in the mud as well.
I hit a spot that my car just sank down off in.
First time I've ever seen that in my 17-year career.
Between now and April, roadways that lead into higher elevations, such as the 166 near Maricopa and to the north of 33, are prone to flooding and snow closures.
Potential for closing any roadway because of whether it's because of water, because of dust.
Which is what caused the 18-car pileup on the 99 towards the Grapevine, as low visibility dust storms are more frequent in the southern region of Kern County.
Never seen the dirt get that bad that quick. It just came out of nowhere.
If you can avoid stopping on the freeway, especially during fog season, especially during zero visibility, because that's coming, be alert, watch your rearview mirror, watch out for other vehicles that could possibly come into the scene as well.
On the 178 into the Kern River Canyon, CHP says to take it slow and be mindful of the boulders and the rocks that come down onto the roadway, especially during winter.
Know the roadway conditions prior to leaving the Lake Isabella area or even the Bakersfield area if you're traveling the canyon.
Lindsey Adams, 23 ABC.
And Highway Patrol officers mention if you do encounter any emergencies on the road, such as boulders or inclement weather, you are encouraged to pull over and call 911. For the very latest on weather and road conditions, be sure to download our free 23 ABC mobile and tablet apps or go to our website at turnto23.com. It's all part of 23 ABC being your official El Nino season station. Thousands of those alerts were sent out countywide to help find that missing man with Alzheimer's. And I spoke with his wife and his daughter, who both tell me he had wandered 7 miles from where he originally went missing.
I was scared, very scared, because he has Alzheimer's and I knew he wouldn't be able to find his way back.
Christy and her husband Kirk were at a friend's baby shower in an unfamiliar neighborhood when he wandered off. She immediately notified authorities, who sent out a Ready Kern emergency alert.
Received a kind of an Amber Alert thing, and was it true? Was Kirk lost?
Please make sure your neighbors are alerted.
The alert went out to over 40,000 people in a 5-mile radius of the neighborhood he went missing in. It was sent in the form of voice message, text, and email.
Critical missing persons, abductions, kidnappings, things that constitute some sort of emergency where there's a danger to life.
Authorities were able to locate Kirk after the alert had been issued, and they spotted him in a CarMax parking lot 7 miles away from where he originally wandered off.
I couldn't get out of the car fast enough and run over to him and hug him.
And if you want to sign up or opt out of using Ready Kern, visit kerncountyfire.org. And emergency responders also tell me they send out about 10 of those alerts every month. Back to you guys.
Across a quarter-mile section of an almond orchard, investigators are still trying to determine why the plane went down Saturday evening. A 7-passenger single-engine plane originating from Reed Hillview Airport in San Jose crash-landed in Bakersfield at around 4:30 p.m. Saturday. The plane, registered to Rad Aviation LLC, was headed to Henderson, Nevada. Air traffic control out of Los Angeles received mayday calls from the plane shortly after communications from the plane had stopped. About 3 hours later, local agencies located debris from the plane in an almond orchard. The Kern County Sheriff's Department recovered 5 bodies from the wreckage, and at this time, the coroner has not released their names or their relationships. Well, we now bring you some breaking news from overseas. 23 ABC's Cassie Carlisle is in the live zone now with the very latest. Cassie. All right, thanks, Cassie. The city of Shafter is still urging its residents to boil their water before drinking or cooking after the city's water tested positive for chloroform bacteria. Officials say the bacteria found in the water is not hazardous on its own. However, it can indicate other types of contaminants. In response to the alert, Carrington of Shafter, an assisted living community, providing fresh drinking water free of charge to his residents. There's a daily 4-gallon maximum, and the center is located on 250 East Tulare Avenue. Water is available every day from 3 to 5 p.m. Police need your help identifying a man who is wanted for assaulting a Get bus driver several months ago. Police say he got off the bus at the Valley Plaza terminal at around 6 p.m. on the night of October 7th. He's described as a black man in his 20s with a thin build and black hair. Anyone with information about this suspect is urged to call Bakersfield Police. Let's check in now with meteorologist Elena Rusk for a first look at your Kerncast 23. Good morning, Elena. Hey. This morning, a woman is expected to be charged after she deliberately drove her car into a crowded sidewalk on the Las Vegas Strip, killing one person and injuring more than 3 dozen. Las Vegas police are saying that this was not a terrorist attack and are testing the woman to see if drugs or alcohol were involved in her system. Police say just after 6:30 last night, the woman drove her car on the sidewalk near the Paris Las Vegas Hotel. Witnesses say she went back and forth on the sidewalk and onto the road.
It literally looked like she wasn't even trying to stop the car. She was just sitting there, like, just looking straight forward, not even moving. The windshields were busted, and there were like 3 or 4 men like running after her to try to stop the car.
Police say a 3-year-old child was also in the car but was not hurt. Senator Lindsey Graham has officially ended his presidential campaign after months of lagging in the polls. Graham said that he will be suspending his campaign but still wants to help the country. He also said that he would support the Republican nominee even if it's Donald Trump, but believes Trump cannot beat Hillary without, quote, major adjustments. Police are known for giving out tickets, but today these officers are giving out toys to children in need. The event will start at Valley Baptist Church inside their multi-purpose room on 4800 Fruitvale Avenue. Police will be handing out presents from 1 until 6 p.m. to 3,000 children that have already been pre-selected. The project is intended to make Christmas a bit more merry for children in need. Well, it's the mistake heard around the world. A night of elegance and grace turned into shame and embarrassment for Miss Universe host Steve Harvey. He announced the wrong person as the winner. Take a look.
I have to apologize. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Harvey had initially announced Miss Colombia as the winner. They gave her flowers, a sash, even crowned her. But that's when apparently producers had told Harvey he made a mistake. Harvey returned to the stage, apologized, and announced the real winner, Miss Philippines. Harvey later tweeted out an apology for both women. Well, have the fans in San Diego seen the last of the Chargers? If yesterday was any indication of the team's future in the city, it might actually be over.
Now coming out of the game, Philip Rivers.
And some of the vets getting a standing ovation in the final moments of the team's 30-14 win over the Dolphins. It was the team's last regular season home game of the year, and with so much speculation that the team could be headed to Los Angeles, some think it was their last home game in San Diego for good. NFL has yet to rule on which, if any, teams will be going to L.A. Right now, the Chargers, Rams, and Raiders are all under consideration. Up next, holy water and guns, why one church is packing more than just Bibles when they hold their Sunday services.